Biravina, she's an amazing guest. I'm so glad I get to speak with her. There she is as we
Hi,
speak. Hi, Biravina,
நான்
எப்படி
நல்லா
இருக்கீங்க?
இருக்கேன் நீங்க.
நானும் நல்லா இருக்கிறேன். Super, super. Thanks for coming on to Kuti Myron's live
Thank you
to
for
share
having me.
to share about your life and how you've been.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second. I don't know why my house just got super loud all of a sudden after I told them I'm going to be doing this. Akka,
It's
you guys
okay.
keep it down a little bit. Why are you guys speaking so loud? Um, okay, so great. So to start, Bhairavi, I'm going to let you know this will be going on to my YouTube account, Kuti
Okay.
underscore Myron, this
Okay.
interview. Um, so do you want to just say hi and introduce yourself to everybody?
So hi everybody. My name is Biravina. My last name is Pathmanathan. I just finished not university. Sorry, I just finished at Sheridan College for community justice services. It was a 2 year program. I graduated, so that's a good thing. Um, and now I just turned 24. My birthday was December 8th. But that birthday wasn't so good because I was hospitalized then. So, otherwise, I have, that's pretty much me. I'm a motivational speaker. So I do motivational speaking in schools, and I've done some articles. So I will share that stuff with you guys soon.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, my face looks bright today. Oh, thank you, guys. So why were you in the hospital, if you don't mind us asking?
Yeah, so if I have to start, then I have to start from the beginning. Um, so I was sick at age 4. I had a lot of pneumonia, immune problems. And then around age 5, they found out I had low immunity. I needed transplant. And so they did the transplant of bone marrow.
Oh,
So yeah, bone marrow is the white blood cells.
yes.
Um, but since I don't have much family here, no one was really a match. So they did unrelated donor. So somebody who wasn't related to me, not from Sri Lanka, doesn't have the same genes. But it was a match. They said 90% it was a match. But once it went into my body, it got rejected. So I
Oh,
had a lot of complications after that.
why was this done at which hospital? Do you have to go to, like, sick
At
kids or
kids. Yeah, at the kids.
right bone marrow transplant? I did heard of that stuff before, and sometimes it works. Sometimes there's a low chance that it won't match, even though it says match. There could be.
Match,
Well,
yeah.
Vanakkam, guys. Wow. Okay, that's horrible. But we're glad to see you, and glad to hear from you. So
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions. That was sorry. Is
So
my mods here?
yeah. So a few
Where are
things
my
happened
mods?
afterwards. So when it got rejected, I slowly got weaker. My skin changed and everything. So I'll show
Oh,
some pictures. This is when I was little, so before the transplant.
okay.
Um, and this was right after the bone marrow transplant. So I was from all the medications,
Uh huh.
uh, and then afterwards, this is how I looked after the transplant. So um, I was very weak around 7 to 8 years old. I stopped walking after 8, and they pretty much said that I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't survive after 8 years old. But I came back from that. I had a death sentence then. Um, so I don't know how I got past it or build past that stage, but I came out of that. But I still had low self esteem issues,
Mhm.
and I didn't really want to look at the mirror, or I didn't want to go to school. I didn't have the energy to go to school. Um, And then slowly I started attending school because my health got a little bit better around 11 years old. Um, so grade six till high school, I attended properly. But I missed from grade one to grade five. I missed all the basics. Yeah.
Wow. So you
So,
were diagnosed when you were young.
yeah.
How did they come to the diagnosis? Like, what were the grounds that they thought they will need to do a diagnosis of that?
They figured out because I was always getting sick, the fevers and the ammonia. Even ammonia was like a death sentence itself. I think I had it twice now, so it really damaged my lungs back then. And they did a few tests, and that's how they figured out I needed bone marrow transplant. That's why all the effects, mainly it was my skin, the skin and the hair. Uh, and I
It,
lost my legs now in 2016 due to skin cancer. So that
oh my,
was another death sentence for me. Either I did the amputation and I live, or I don't. So
wow. You've
yeah,
just been through obstacles, it seems, from the age. Wow.
yeah,
Uh, it's
uh,
mind blowing. But you know what? You're doing good. You have a good soul, and God's
yeah.
looking after you. That's why you're still there talking and you're doing what you're doing, right? So that is so good. So I'm going to start off with a couple of questions. These are questions that came from a lot of audience, a lot of my followers who
Okay, yeah.
wanted to know about these questions. So,
Go ahead.
is it ammonia? No, pneumonia. Was it pneumonia or ammonia? You said
No, no, ammonia for the lungs, like
pneumonia.
salicylic.
Yeah, yeah, pneumonia. So
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
pneumonia. It's
pneumonia.
pneumonia
Yeah.
in the lungs. That when she was getting sick continuously, where they had to check her out and diagnose her, and then that's when she found out that bone marrow. Bone marrow is blood cell white cell when
What?
one another eats off with one another cell. So you lose a lot of red cells because the white cells are overtaken. In your case, is it the white cells or the red cells?
No, it was the white cells. I didn't have enough of that
Yeah,
because that's what you need in order to fight off germs or the flu or anything.
yeah. That's the yeah. So that was overtaking her blood cells, and she started getting, I think, skin cancer. You said right?
My skin was completely falling off. Like I had bandages up to here,
Mm-hmm.
and even my legs. Everything started to blister. But my legs didn't heal. That's how I had the amputation done, 2016 now, because the wounds were still open, didn't heal, and it turned into cancer, and then it started going to the bone, and it was slowly traveling up. So I lost both legs above the knee, and I was hospitalized because now I have skin cancer in my hand. So I'm actually going to be readmitted again because they think the skin cancer is coming back again. So I was there since November till the end of December, and then they released me. I came home for a little bit, but now they
Mm-hmm.
think it's back, so I have to go back in.
Okay.
So this is probably going to be my last live for a little bit.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. Don't
yeah,
say that. I'm gonna pray that nothing. You are still gonna continue and shining us with all your videos. I do watch your videos. You're a very inspirational person. You never gave up, even though like you're in your wheelchair, you're doing your thing, but you're still doing it. And I was like, you know what, I respect you for that. So
thank you.
don't say this is your last. We are gonna see more of you, and all my
Yeah,
followers. Everybody's gonna pray for you and make sure you get a speedy recovery. I know recovery is going to be a process, but you
yeah,
are going to make it. Sometimes God does magic in every
yeah.
different ways, right?
Place, yeah, that's true.
Did you go through like chemo or did you go through radiations?
So for my legs, it was too late, because that was already stage four.
Mm-hmm.
So they said I had to do the surgery. But for my hand, they did the radiation, and they did another, kind of like a trial treatment.
Okay.
So it's a drug that's in the trial stages, but they wanted me to take it because they knew chemotherapy is going to wipe out all of my system. So I did those two things, but I was very weak. That's why I ended up in the ICU in November. That's what happened. So I was there for. I think that's the first time I ended up in the ICU. I didn't even go to the ICU when I was a kid. So
Hmm.
yeah.
So were you born here, or what age did you come?
No, I was born in Germany and we came 1997 to Canada.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
97. Okay, perfect.
So I
So
have my parents and my siblings and some support that's not they're not here, but they're in Europe. So my parents are here.
anybody know if, sorry, well, I'm just reading something. Anybody know if there is a GoFundMe or anything? Just out of out of out of curiosity, when I'm saying you're asking, some one of my followers were asking, do you have any kind of GoFundMe page or anything like that set up for you?
No, actually, I'm not aware of that, so I didn't know there was something like that.
Okay, so she's not aware of it, guys. So maybe I know when you go into hospitals, I'm not sure what your living style or your
Yeah.
circumstance or the family style, but you do know
Mm,
that a GoFundMe page. I know there's a lot of government helps, like I guess there's ODSP, there's social service, there's
mm.
Jennifer Ashley help. I don't know if you know all these are little programs that I help out. So Jennifer
Oh,
Ashley charity where they'll give money to families who are struggling with either paying bill, rents, groceries, stuff like that. So Jennifer Ashley is also one of the good charities. Holland
okay.
Bloorview. Have you ever gotten in contact with Holland Bloorview?
No.
Okay, so you want to get somebody to write that. Holland Bloorview is a rehabilitation for children with disability and so on, and they do have charity as well that funds available it just in case you are having obviously difficulties with managing any of
Yeah.
your needs,
Mhm.
so you can go to them. So these are two of the good charities that I know that I support, I help out. So that's why I'm just giving you those top of my head. But
Okay. And somebody could like send me like in my inbox, like just type it out for me, then I could probably look into it.
okay, I'll message you. I'll message you after we're done our thing. I'll message you personally about it.
Okay,
And
thank you.
maybe we can talk about hi, Hanisha. So maybe we can talk about maybe starting a little GoFundMe page if you are going back in the hospital. That is a couple of months treatment and whatnot, and I mean every dollar helps.
Yeah.
It depends on your situation.
My
Obviously,
mom
I want
drives me like back and forth
for
to
sure
work.
pet gas money, parking, and you know what, sick kids is expensive parking downtown.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Actually, now I'm Princess Margaret. They kicked me out as kids
Yes, because
because I'm
you're
24,
older,
right?
right? Yes, you're
Yeah.
old. I think after 20 something, they tell you to go to other hospitals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So these are just basic questions. Just wanted to like kind of get to because as you know, Kuti Myron here always talks about inspirational stuff. Always bringing
Yeah.
on people. Always talking about motivation and how not to give up in life and to shine light on the younger generation. There's lots of difficult time that people go through, but yet still people do past those barriers, and
Yes.
you're definitely one of them. I know you watch Jude and I have a conversation before.
Yeah.
So when you came on my life and you said you want to share your life, I was so happy. I was like, wow, I'm so honored to do that. So I'll start off with the question that a lot of people were inboxed me and told me to ask. So
Okay.
I'll start with the first one. First one is, what is your message to people in general, like youngers or people?
So, since I do public advocacy, I always tell everybody, like, there are hard situations, but you could come past that. Like, life is meant to face like these hard challenges, whether it's financial, health problems, personal problems. But moving forward, I know it's hard, but if you push past like those barriers, those challenges, I know there's a brighter light at the end of the tunnel. Like that's what I believe in personally. So I feel like even though I'm facing all these struggles now, like my future should be better for it. So that's why I do all these things, like coming on TikTok, doing lives. even sharing my story, if I could help one person to be motivated, to change their life a little bit, then I'm very honored about that.
Okay,
Um,
that's very good. Another one. What barriers have you faced?
so what barriers have I faced? I've faced a lot actually. Mainly in school, I was bullied from grade six all the way to high school. So people have always told me that um, the marks that teachers were given to me was out of pity. That I'm not really that smart to be earning 90s or 80s. Um, but I came past those things because I knew I worked twice as hard than anybody else to earn those marks, because I didn't have the basics as everybody else. So I did a lot to manage myself, my time, my studies, and I was very focused on uh, because my studies were important to me. But the bullying, it seemed childish to me, so I just learned to overcome that. I know people can be jealous at certain times, so I don't know if it was out of jealousy or if they really wanted to put me down. Um, and even in public right now, on the transportation, like public transportation, they don't let me on the bus. Like sometimes the bus driver will just go because either the bus is full, or like when I get onto the bus, the public won't move like out of the way to like free up the seats.
Oh
Um,
my.
yeah, so I've had that done many times because I attended Sheridan in Brampton. So I had to take two buses, and sometimes people won't move. I'm like, can you move? Because these seats are for
For
wheelchair people. Yeah, and
so
sometimes
you
people.
don't get. So sorry, you don't get a wheelchair transit service that's available to you by TTC as well, right? Do you
Um,
ever get?
there's a private company, I think the Trans Help it's called. Yeah,
Sorry,
like I can,
one
I
sec.
can book.
Sorry, 1 second, Byrie. 1 second.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
why my family thinks it's so good to be loud, super loud today, and I am getting really annoyed. So I am just gonna go into a my
a
room
room.
upstairs. Yeah, because it's
It's okay.
super annoying. Like after I told them I'm doing an interview, they're like talking like 10 times louder. Like
It's okay. Take your time. I'm
typical,
just gonna read some of
typical
the
Tamil.
comments here.
Yeah, just typical Tamil family.
Family.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I apologize to all my viewers. I know this is such a important matter, and
I don't know how many viewers you have, but
I have about 60 people who's watching.
okay.
Sorry. That's much better. Oh my god,
Canadian Fair
can actually
accessibility.
listen. I can actually listen.
Yeah. No, that's why I felt like I had to talk louder so you can hear me.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry
No.
about the. Sorry, yeah. So you're talking about the TTC. Sorry, what was the?
So TTC is a joke, honestly, because if the bus is full with the public, then they just tell me to wait for the next bus. Or either some bus drivers will let me come on, but then the public won't move out of the seats that are meant for wheelchair people and seniors. So you have to ask them about like 10 times, like, can you move? Or and I'm scared because I don't want to run over somebody and then they accuse me that I ran over them. I'm like, but
Oh,
you guys don't move, so by accident I might run over you. But it's, I don't know. I honestly, I was very uncomfortable like taking the buses for a few months now. Um, because personally I don't know how to be rude. Like my voice is very quiet. Like I would ask, can you please move, like very softly. Like I don't know how to yell at people.
so
And the bus
basically,
drivers, they should do that personally. Like they should ask them to move, but the bus drivers don't either.
Yeah, I mean, this out of human nature to move when you see somebody in a wheelchair coming onto a public transit. That's just
Yeah,
something that automatically should hit a lot of people. And you know what? Um, a lot of people are not even considerate anymore. They're so stubborn, selfish. They don't even care. They
they
always
don't.
think automatically that somebody has a wheelchair. Oh, they should just take the wheelchair transit, but they don't know the extra fees they have to pay. They don't know that
Yeah,
there's a waiting period. Sometimes you have to book it, and sometimes these DTC people would come and just put a label and say they came and they left like within
left.
they would.
Yeah, exactly. I had that done so many times. Like either I have to wait 2 hours or like I have to wait forever for them to come because sometimes they'll come early and then they put the note, right? And then they leave. So then
Right.
I end up taking the public transit anyways.
Right.
So
So sorry, one of my followers said you should do a video when you're going through this type of incident, like on a
mhm,
bus or you're waiting for a private TTC transportation, wheelchair transportation coming and they leaving and you're waiting another 2 hours or whatever it is. These are things you
yeah.
should be getting out and putting it out there. You know, this is to
Okay.
show them proof because they cannot be doing that to you.
Yeah, that's true.
You also have an appointment, you also have priorities that you want to get to and finish. You can't sit 2 hours for another transportation. I mean, the TTC has so much money that they waste on stupidness with people that need it, like
Yeah.
transportation. This is something they should invest in, and maybe we can talk about that a little later and maybe do something about that as well.
And there was a situation at a temple too, because I went to the Tamil coil
Mm-hmm.
and I went not in this power chair. We have a normal wheelchair that we don't use outside. We only take it for coils and for like family friends' house. So like it's easier to carry into the house.
Yeah.
So I went and used that chair, but the guy, I guess the volunteer, he was asking my mom, "Can you lift her and put her in their wheelchair?" So they had a wheelchair at the court.
Oh,
But I'm like, why should we do that? Why should I sit in your chair? And it's hard for me to transfer onto a different chair because I'm already comfortable in my chair. So why should I move to your chair? But
yeah.
the reason he told me is he doesn't know if my wheelchair is clean or not and where it's been. And I'm like, okay, that shouldn't be an excuse not to come to the
To go into
coil,
a
right?
temple.
So after that, I hated going to the tamakoyas because
Can we
I'm
can we ask what temple this was?
um I actually forgot the name, but I will because I wrote a report on it. I sent it on the review, and I
Mhm.
told somebody to put a case against it because I am like this was so unfair. And apparently, it happened to another girl too. Um,
That That's
yeah,
wow, unacceptable. Nobody has the right to tell you to get off of your wheelchair, go into their wheelchair just because, you know, it's not like you're carrying some kind of disease with you on the wheelchair. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? That's
yeah, and we go to a temple for like peacefulness, right? To find that
yeah,
like yeah, and to pray and to like be like our mind at ease. Like that was a very stressful situation. So I don't know. I don't want those things to happen to other people. So that's why I share these things so people are a little bit aware. So I went to Google and I put a review in there because I'm like, nobody should have to go through that.
hmm sorry, a lot of people are asking which temple, and I know she just made. She said she forgot the temple's name, but
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
know. Maybe she just doesn't want to say it, or maybe because there's a case going on. Maybe she's just trying to protect herself with it. So let's avoid what temple that is for now, guys. I
yeah.
know everybody's asking the same thing. Everybody's asking the same thing.
Oh,
So
okay. It was somewhere in Scarborough. Amma, Amma. Oh, Katpuna Vinaya Coil in Brampton? Scarborough? Brampton.
oh,
Katpuna
it's
Vinaya.
in Karpana Vinayagar.
Yeah.
So it's the coil is called Karpana Vinayagar in Brampton. For those that were asking, that's where the discrimination took place. Okay.
And apparently
Uh,
the owner wasn't there that time, or I would have told something to the owner. I'm
for sure.
very vocal, right? Like I know it's Tamil people, and like I try to be respectful, but if something like that happens, no, I can't.
For
Uh,
sure. You're saying,
Hi, Adelana.
huh?
No, Adelana is here, so I just
Uh,
said hi.
you're saying you lost your leg. Sorry. Can you give us a little bit of
um,
details about that?
yeah, so 2016, I found out there was skin cancer that was in my feet, both feet.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was during the time, like I was 8 to 9 years old, I had blisters like everywhere, and my hands were bent. Like literally, I couldn't even move my arms. My feet, my legs were bent too at a 90 degree. I went to Blairview Hospital for about 3 to 4 months, from ages 8 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to make me walk again, ride a bike, but I had so many sores on my feet, like I couldn't really do much, and they said I couldn't walk again either because they tried the physical therapy, um, but then I guess the feet didn't really heal. Like this hand is healed, but my feet never fully recovered from those blisters. Like it was open sores, so I was always changing bandages. I guess that just got worse, and then it started to smell, and then I was transferred out of sick kids at that time. That was the problem, because sick kids always was on top of my case, but then when
Yeah.
I went into the adult system, they didn't really care as
Yeah.
much.
Move you
So
out to different hospitals.
yeah.
I
So yeah, I didn't really notice it either. And then actually, I went to about 9 surgeons, and they all told me the same thing. It's easier to amputate than to find a treatment for it.
oh my
Um,
god.
yeah, and I
How?
told them amputation is not an easy way for me to handle it because already I'm in a wheelchair, so you expect me to lose my legs too. Um, because I was transferring, like I used my legs to like bury weight, so I could move from place. Like if I want to go to a couch or the bed, or like it's not easy for me to do that. But finally, I found a surgeon. She's at St. Michael's. She's a female surgeon. So she actually did 3 surgeries. So she tried to recover my feet before she suggested the amputation.
Sorry. One of my wow. One of my followers asked, did you prosthetics legs? Did you try prosthetics because they are expensive? But is it not covered? Did you try? Was that an option?
Um, Yes, I did try. I still have them, but it's kind of hard because it's both legs, right? And both legs, it's above the knee. So if it's below, then it's kind of easier because you would have that knee function.
Yeah.
But
Also,
this, yeah, but I use the walker to kind of balance, and I could walk like a little bit the distance, but not very far. Like I physically get drained quickly.
so she's more amputated, I guess, from her thigh. Would that be or
Yeah, so you know where your knee is?
yeah?
So they took out the knee completely.
So for her, she has prosthetics legs, guys. Unfortunately, she does try, but it's more difficult when you have it from the knee down. It's different, but when you have it a little bit up where the joints are, it's more difficult to maneuver around for her. So that is why she's. Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm dependent on the wheelchair more a little bit. But I'm
Mm,
trying. I still have the walker and the prosthetics. Oh,
okay. Um,
enema.
Amputation is easier, so it doesn't. Yes, that's why she had to get. That's why the doctors, because she had nine. She went through 9 surgeons, and amputation was one of the easiest way, so it doesn't transfer through to her other body parts. Um, Wow.
But I went to 2 years of training for the amputation. I mean the prosthetic training at St. John's Hospital.
Okay.
So I'm actually the first person who finished the training process with both legs because people have quit because they found it too tiring.
Yeah.
But I finished the training process and they said I'm doing pretty good with the
For
prosthetics.
you. Good for you.
Yeah,
You're definitely touched by angels, let me tell you, because going through what you've been through since the age of 8. So for those of you guys who's joining in, just a little history on her. She was a normal child. You want to show that picture of us when you were younger?
yeah. So this was me. This
So
was
this
when
is
I was
her,
around two.
2 years old,
Yeah,
um, and
and
then she,
and then this was right after the bone marrow transplant. So I was 5 in this picture.
so she was having bone marrow issues. Again, bone marrow, a lot of people don't know, is white cells, red cells inside our blood. That white cells always attack the red cells and eats it. So you lose a lot of functions. Like it almost, it's like it is cancer in a way. They call it cancer, but they just don't say it's cancer. They just say it's bone marrow.
Yeah,
Um,
they just say it's bone marrow. Yeah,
so she obviously had a leg amputated, and she had a skin cancer where her hands and everything kind of, they
and
had to
this
take.
was like the result. Like I lost my hair, my skin changed, and
So
like
she,
my hands, everything. I lost movement. So this was at Blairview Hospital. I
uh,
was trying to recover there.
so what somebody asked, what was the symptoms you had? Oh, sorry. She
Uh,
said she had pneumonia. She was getting. She said it's like, sorry. She said she had pneumonia. She had a lot of fevers, chills. She was getting
Cough
sick a lot of times. She was getting.
continuously. Yeah,
So that's when she noticed because that's when the parents noticed that there was something wrong with the child and took her into Sick Kids Hospital. It's in downtown Toronto, guys, and that's where they diagnosed and found out everything that was going on with her. And now she's out of Sick Kids because she's older than 20.
yeah.
There's a
I'm
system.
24 now.
Yeah, so
Unfortunately,
there's a system in Sick Kids. After you reach to 21 or 22, they transfer you to either another hospital that specializes in adults. So that's where she is. She's with Margaret, Princess Margaret. Is that what you said?
Princess Margaret. Yeah.
Margaret. Okay. Next, how do you tell others with disabilities to come to overcome their challenge?
So how do I tell them? I would say having a disability, it's hard. I used to see myself as unnormal. Like I would compare others, oh, they're normal. And then somebody asked me, so you think you're not normal? And I said, no, it's not like that, but it's a comparison that every disabilities person, I guess they have in the back of their mind. That sure we're unable to do some things, but um, if we set it to our mind, like it's all about mental setting. If we think about it, like we'll achieve it. Like if we want to finish school or if we want to become a doctor, I don't care what the goal is, but as long as you have the mindset, you can overcome those things. And I feel like the people who supported me, like, brought me out of that shell. So they told me it's okay, come out of it, like go out, find friends, and like do more stuff and then just get out of that shell because I was very isolated. I wouldn't leave my room at one point. So um I guess once I started talking to more and more people and they pushed me to do these things, do like online things, even speak, and that kind of motivated me more because I actually helped another disability person to come out of his shell. And his parents showed up at my school and thanked me for it because um, apparently he's talking now. He's talking to his siblings, he's talking to his parents, he found a job, he's attending school. So they're very thankful for what I did. Like, I was just his friend, I talked to him normally, um, but it's just, I guess it's all about mind setting, and I pushed that boy like to do all these things, like join group activities, do this, do that, and like both of us, we just came out of those situations. We didn't care
Wow.
about the bullying or anything else that was happening.
That
Yeah.
that is amazing. That is amazing. You're not only with all the barriers and all the stuff that you've been through, you also helping another person with disability come out of their shell. Wow,
Mm.
I do have to give you, I do have to give you applause for that because you know what,
Well,
it takes a strong heart and a strong mind to do such a thing, and
mm,
you're an amazing. I mean, honestly,
thank
from my
you.
heart, I'm telling you, you're such a beautiful soul, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Don't
Yeah.
stop, never give up. Remember, like you said, it's always
Yeah.
in our how we think and how we do. It
Yeah.
determines us, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
because if you always think negatively and like you can't do it, you can't do it, right? Like starting to compare yourself with others, of course that's going to end up in a worse situation. But if you say I can do it, like I can I can keep going, I can do this, do that. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I finished high school because when the cancer started in my legs, I was about to finish, but I couldn't because I found out I had the cancer, so I had to go in and do the surgery. So,
Uh, Somebody asked a question. What are your daily routine like?
so before this COVID situation, I was at Sheridan College. So I would get up in the morning. I had my first class at 8 o'clock. My mom would drive me. I would go there, attend classes, have lunch there, and then come back around 7 p.m. So that's why I took the two public transit buses if my mom couldn't come and get me. Um, but that was kind of my daily routine. But now I'm just going to hospitals. I'm trying to fix my health because, again, I have the skin cancer. So I have to do the treatment and go and come back. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Sorry, one of my followers by the name of Freedom asked, do you have a YouTube channel that you have of your like inspirational videos and stuff like that, motivational speaking videos, anything like that you want to share with us so they can forward it and share it and support you as well?
Actually, no, but I'm thinking of starting one. So if I
Okay.
do, then I will definitely share the link. Yeah.
Okay. If you need help on starting a YouTube channel and whatnot, you can reach out to me, even though I'm not the best at it. But I mean, I have some great people that's here that's are willing to help you.
Okay.
So that would
Actually, I
be
would really appreciate it. I have the YouTube like channel, but I haven't posted any videos yet. So yeah.
okay. And one question: who is your inspiration?
Actually, I don't have an inspiration, but my mom really pushed me to do all these things. So I guess I would take her as an inspiration. And also, I had a teaching assistant. She supported me from grade one till now. Like, she's even in contact with me. So, because my mom and my parents were new immigrants at the time. So, she kind of brought me out of that shell and she told me to like go and keep going. And even till now, she knows I'm again facing skin cancer and she tells me the same thing. She's like, "You're a fighter, and like you can do it and stuff like that." So,
That's
her name is Bandiera, so she calls me Little B because my name is also B. So,
that's good.
yeah,
A lot of people are saying you're your own inspiration, which is
yeah,
which is true, which
which
is
is
really
true.
true. She's definitely a fighter for sure, guys. Another thing, another question. Who has supported you and helped you the most? I guess from
Um,
sorry.
yeah, so I would say my family and that teaching assistant that I said. And I have a few like best friends that I've had since they knew me back when I started getting sick.
Hmm.
So they've been a support for me. And that teacher, like she would call me at least like once a week and make sure like I'm still going at it. I'm not putting myself down or anything, and keep me motivated at least. Because
Okay.
sometimes it can get very down, like it can get depressing. So they push me to be my best self. And I have some family in Europe, so they would check on me and make sure.
That's good. Sorry, one more thing. Sorry, followers. I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering why we're not speaking in Tamil. ஏன் தமிழ் கதைக்கிறோம்டா அவாக்கு வந்து பெருசா தமிழ் கதைக்க மாட்டா அவ ஆல்ரெடி ஃபோன் காலில் சொன்னவா கொஞ்சம்
Tamil
கொஞ்சம் voice
Kai, but if they want me to, a little
oh, you
bit.
can a little bit
Yeah,
Tamil, right?
yeah.
Some words can, so that's why we're just trying to keep it as English. Sorry, guys. If you guys need clarification, you can ask me, and I'll translate in Tamil later on. Sorry, sorry. What are some of your goals that you would like to achieve?
Um, the goals that I would like to achieve. So, actually, I just finished community justice services. So, that opens up many fields. I could be in victim services or child protective services. So, those kinds of fields interest me because I know you need a strong heart to attend those fields because you see a lot of abused women or abused children. Um, Even in the correctional facilities, like they need strong-minded people to work in those fields, and I feel like yes, my heart like would be broken to see somebody else hurt, but I feel like I would give them the motivation to keep going. Um, Whether it's a kid or an adult, I feel like I can motivate them in some sort of way to help them move further into their life. So I'm hoping to help more people out to motivate, at least in that experience.
Okay,
Yeah.
super.
That would
Somebody
be
asked.
my best goal. Yeah.
That's awesome. Somebody just asked, what did you finish in Sheridan?
Community and justice services.
So she did.
So it's a field where you could be um, a patrol officer, a parole officer, correctional facilities, male youth centers, um, in the jail system type of thing. Also, you could work in the victim services, so like anything that has to do with abused people or abused families, females, children, so it opens up many door opportunities, but I haven't done my master's yet. So somebody told me if I do my master's, then um, it would be better opportunities, but I'm not sure because my health is still up and down. So I'm
Mhm.
not sure if I can invest my time in it, but we'll see.
So this question you already did touch base, but what would your what would you what would you advise of somebody that's going through a similar problem that you're facing with your illness and so on?
Um, so what would I advise? So I made a video and I sent it to a social worker at the kids because I know what it feels like to be locked in a room where anybody can't see you, even your parents can't come and see you because I was isolated in that glass box. You can only look at those four walls or the nurses or the doctors. So I get what it feels like to be in that box, but there's a world outside of that box um, that you need to keep in the back of your mind in order to move forward with your life and keep fighting for that life. Because when I was in the hospital, I will honestly say I wanted to give up, but I didn't because I felt like there's a world outside of here and I'm meant to do something outside of the hospital. So that's what kept me going too.
Okay,
Um,
okay,
and that's why I would tell other disability kids or anybody who has a health problem.
okay. That's a very good response. Somebody also asked, what makes you sorry? How do you stay motivated?
Uh, how do I stay motivated? I would say my mom, because she keeps picking at me, and not picking as like as a teasing way, but I would say like she would tell me to get up, go to school, do this, do that. So she won't let me stay in my room anymore. So she would tell me go out with my friends, do this, and like even like the TikTok videos. She helps me film some of the stuff. So she's been a great motivator and stuff. I could have done it without her. So
Okay, cool. So I
mm.
have another question somebody asked. Sorry, I know we said we'll ask questions later, but people are in between asking, so I thought it'd be
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
Um,
Thank you
sorry,
for all
next
the gifts.
question.
Freedom, Bash, Bash
Uh,
by.
it does for fun to keep her going through. So what do you do for fun to keep you going through the day when you're stressed, like out throughout your stress time?
Out throughout my stress time. Actually, I did the TikTok videos, and then I was doing stories, so I was writing books online. So fan fiction, and then I started kind of my own story, but I didn't use my own name, but it's just I was writing as kind of like fictional, but a biography type of thing.
Wow.
So
So
it
you're
kept my creative mind going. And I do a lot of arts and crafts too. I'll post some of the videos later. So, um,
wow.
yeah. So, but now I'm just mostly watching Netflix and stuff. So,
So here's another one. So I'm pretty sure you came across since I mean when you grew up here, obviously you come across bullying and all kinds of discriminations and all that kind of stuff, right? How did you cope with it? How did you handle it?
um, so honestly, it did bring me down because uh, I didn't know why people were bullying me or what the reason was. Um, and what their purpose was. I found a lot of backstabbing too. So they would say they're my friend, but then they talked bad about me behind my back. And I remember one of the incidents was somebody put a note in my locker, making it look like it was from a guy, but I knew it was from a girl, and she was she wrote it as to meet after school, but I didn't go because I don't know what she was doing. But my friend told me what the purpose was. She was thinking she could prank me into like showing up after school, but I knew what her plan was, so I left the school premises. But that girl targeted me all the way to my high school. But we went to
Uh,
different high schools. So I don't know, right? So I don't know if this is out of jealousy. I don't know if it's because I was getting good marks. People always said that I was getting the marks out of pity because the teachers felt sorry for me.
mhm.
But I'm like, that's not the case. I study like all night. Like maybe I would stay up till like 2 a.m. for an exam and study like really hard because my memory power was kind of hard too because I was coming out of the hospital. I was still
Yeah.
learning. Yeah, and I had a lot of gaps too.
But did you go through learning disabilities and stuff like that?
I did. They did all the testing, but my memory seemed good, and they were about to put me in a disability school, but that teacher and my mom fought for me to be in the normal school system because I had the mental um, capability, but I just needed time. That's what we were trying to explain. Like, I needed the time to catch up. So let me catch up and I can do it. So
Sure.
that eventually I did catch up, which was good.
That's good. So one more thing. What advice do you have to those who don't understand people with disability?
Pardon me? Sorry.
So what advice do you have
Yeah.
for those who don't understand disability? Like,
So yeah, the advice that I would give is that it's hard to put yourself in another person's shoes, but I would kindly ask them to, like, if they can, because a lot of us don't go out. Like, if I asked a question one day to a lady, I'm like, how many times do you see a wheelchair person or somebody on a public bus? And she told me once a year. And I'm like, yeah, because it's because people who put us down in society, it's hard for us to come out of our house. I'll be genuinely honest. So if you can not show pity or mercy, it's all about understanding that, because everybody has a problem, whether it's financial or personal or whatever situation. Just understand from that person's point of view and see, oh, they're facing struggles too. So maybe I should try to understand them.
Okay,
Um, yeah.
that's
Like,
fair.
I know it's hard, but like if people put their mind to it, they can understand, like,
Yeah.
okay, this person might be because I no, I would generally think, oh, why me? Like, why am I going through all these struggles?
Hmm.
But I know back home there's more people who are struggling. Like, they don't have the wheelchair, they don't have walkers, they don't have this. Like, at least I'm given the opportunity to have all these facilities and have a future, like, and move on with my life. So I'm very lucky for that.
Beautiful. Sorry, somebody kept asking, "What's your favorite food?" Sorry, I think I don't think I think that's an important question to them. They want to know what's your favorite food is. So
Anything that's spicy, honestly, I would eat rolls, cutlet, chicken curry, um, anything that's spicy food that I would eat.
that's good.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
And I guess somebody wants to know, where are you from?
Sri Lanka. Well, my background is Sri Lanka, but I was born in Germany.
Okay.
Tamil kaipin, Tamil kaika தெரியும். அம்மா சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, பட் அந்த எந்த
Um,
ஸ்லாங்ஸ் அவங்க உங்களுக்கு வாங்காது, ரைட்? ஸோ
yeah, the pronunciation and some of the words might be tough. That's fine. So somebody had a question. Unfortunately, I can't see the text, because if I go into the text, I'm gonna lose the connection. I just can't remember what the text was.
um,
Um, okay, sorry. So we asked, what are some of your goals and you want to achieve? Where do you, can you tell us about your time? I know when we spoke over the phone, you did mention. Oh, sorry. Could you explain the privilege in your word? Could you explain privilege in your own words?
um, so I don't like to use the word privilege because I don't think this lifestyle is a privilege. I
Hmm.
believe every disability child is born with a reason, and is they have a purpose on this earth. It's not either to make people feel sorry for them or feel bad for them, but um, I wouldn't say this lifestyle is a privilege. I would say that it's hard. It's hard what we go through daily, but
Hmm.
we're very lucky for the kids who live here, because at least we have the opportunity to at least put our minds to what we want to do and move forward. Try to come out of that sadness and that shell. Try to meet others, and there are genuine people who want to be our friends. Like, it's hard to look through all those people, but we can
Hmm.
find genuine people who support us. You know.
That's good. Now, I remember when we were speaking over the phone, you mentioned when you go to a Tamil grocery store, you were
Mm.
feeling uncomfortable, and I said I'll definitely bring that up when we do speak. Do you want to just elaborate a little bit on that as well, and maybe let people know what's going on? Because you know what,
So,
for those that
நான்
for
தமிழரை கொஞ்சமாக சொல்ல பார்க்கிறேன். So
okay,
Tamil கதைக்கு வந்த, or like Tamil function, either it's a choral or the street festivals, like அந்த Tamil Street Festival is not so. Akil Paka Padre Sadi like okay, Odaka Pakam, Tendadam Pakam, and the Torrendo Uttu Paka Kuda. It's like like on the TV show, don't Paka like Ongana Kan Uppige, Enna Kan so நான் கேட்பேன் லைக் என்ன 10 தலையா இருக்குது இல்லாட்டி 10 கையா இருக்கு என்ன பாக்குறீங்க I I never used to ask that but நான் இப்ப கேட்பேன் ஏன்னா மெத்த ஆக்களுக்கு அன்கம்ஃபர்டபுளா இருக்கும் சொல்லுவாங்க கேட்கறதுக்கு அப்ப நான்
So
இப்ப கேட்பேன் like what are you looking at like yeah
So basically, what she's saying is, for those that didn't understand, because I have a couple different followers, nationality as well, that only
mm-hmm.
speak. So what she's basically saying is people are eyeing her when she goes to either a Tamil function, a wedding, or a street function, or street festival, or whatever it is. People are eyeing her and looking at her like, "What's wrong with her? Like, what? Where's her hand? Where's her leg? Like, what's wrong with it?" Looking at her face, they're trying to pretty much judge her and trying to figure out in their own mind like what's wrong with her, and it's very uncomfortable. It's very very disrespectful for people to do that.
And they would ask my mom like what happened. I'm right here, I can talk to you, but you're asking her. So
Yeah,
I
so
would ask like yeah
they're just very nosy, uneducated, self-centered people that want to know why she's in a wheelchair. Like, like I guess it's like an entertainment for them. It feels like they feel like, oh, but it's like they never saw something like that. But like recently, like it's a very touchy, emotional, sensitive thing. I hate talking about it, but it is true.
but
So
like and they want to buy into other people's business, that's the thing, right? Like but I don't want to share everything to everybody like everybody that I meet off the street. So uh of course I look different, but I'm just like a regular person, so just treat me like that.
so the whole point, why we want to talk about this on live as well, guys, is you guys will see people. Uh, everybody is different. Everybody's different. One could be so fat, one person could be so thin, one person could be so short, one person could be so
Yeah,
tall, one could be in a wheelchair, one person could not see. The whole point of these things that we talk about and we bring on is stop looking at them in an eye where you're making them uncomfortable.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
notice it, keep moving. It's not
Keep
a
moving.
show. It's not a TV reality. Like, stop staring at them where you make them feel like they should just end their life. Sometimes it happens. I spoke to a lot of people with disability, and when they say these kind of thing, it puts them in a uncomfortable situation that a lot of us are not aware of. So the reason, I mean, there's a lot of you guys here, so you understand what I'm saying, right? So let's not when we just let this be a lesson. Let this be a talk, so that doesn't happen. When you guys see something like that, just give them their space, respect them, and let them continue.
Like Pakago, okay, I
Yeah,
don't mind you guys looking, but just look once or twice. Don't keep staring at me.
for sure, for sure. Somebody had a good question. They messaged on a scale of 1 to 10. How is the government funding and service they're providing you with the person of disability?
Um, Honestly, I would say it's pretty crappy because I'm actually fighting with ODSP right now because they're not giving the maximum that I need in order because apparently there is a max rate. So um, because my rent went up, right, and then that I live in a subsidized housing, and
Mm-hmm.
that lady told me uh, we put the amount as what the ODSP would give you. But I'm like, but I'm not getting that full amount that's meant for the shelter. So I don't know. And the ODSP, she's not picking up the phone calls either. So I
Uh,
don't know what to do. But yeah, I'm
sorry.
trying to fight for that.
I'm just trying to think of something on top of my head. I read about it. Something called grant with I think it's called grant for children with severe disability. It's like a tax credit. I know you like if you don't mind me asking a little bit about your family situation. are you
Yeah.
guys? You said you're in a subsidized home.
Yeah.
So families on like either like social
Low
service.
income. Low
Are they
income.
like
Yeah.
are they on like
Social
social
service.
assistance? Okay, so they're
Yeah.
on, so
Social
you're
service.
but I know when you have a disability as a young child, you do
Yeah.
qualify for a ODSP fund for children with severe disability. I think it's I think when I was reading it, I think it's about $500 cap, and
Oh,
then till you get to an age, and then if you either move out on your own, I think then they cover the rest. But if you're in a subsidized home with your family who's on a certain
social
kind of
service.
social service, you're
Mm,
probably max whatever they're giving is 700, 800. I think that's what it was. I remember reading stuff about, I like to read about these kind of stuff because I'm always helping, like I said, Ashley Foundation, Jennifer Ashley Foundation is some of these donations that I help out. And
okay.
so I like to learn about these things and always educate younger generation who's going through hard time, who cannot get funds to recover or help them with needs. So
Mm.
that's why I know about one or two things. I'm just trying to refresh my mind to give you the correct
Information. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I would really appreciate it because I know there are some things out there, but I'm not very familiar with what's out there. And especially because I'm 24, right? So I don't know, like, there's certain age groups that funding will help. But if you pass that age, like, I used to get a lot of the help when I was younger, but now they're cutting things off completely. So,
Again, guys, I know a lot of you guys are talking about setting up a fund for GoFundMe for Barvina. Please, nobody else. I appreciate that. Please, nobody else do a fund page or do something like that without getting a consent from her. And it's either will be me or her who will be doing a fund page for her. So whoever wants to support her, I'll be announcing that. Again, I have to get a consent from her. Just overall TikTok media. We're not going to discuss that. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit more because there are some criteria that she needs to follow, and obviously her disability is there. She's that's a fact, right? But
yeah,
having that process GoFundMe go forward, we don't want to get into trouble with the government or social service or anything like that. We don't want to step on anybody's toe where they will end up losing their benefits. Okay, so these are little
exactly.
criteria that I do want people to take considerate, and this is a matter that really needs. Because, like you said, if she's going into the hospital, this could be uh,
Useful. Yeah.
yeah. So the funds could be
It could
useful
be
for her.
useful, but also that's the thing. Like I don't want always pee or something. Like I don't know what the limits is or like if how to work around the system. I guess.
100% donations will go directly to her, not through me, not through anybody else. It'll be her and her only.
Yeah.
So so that way everybody will know where the funds are going. And I never started a GoFundMe page. I don't even not an expert
No.
at that, but I
Yeah.
will definitely talk to somebody who I know. Her name is Gayatri. She is part of the social service system, and she will. She's always guiding. She's always doing a lot of stuff for communities, and she's happens to be one of my good friends who would definitely help you out with that as well. So I'll get you in contact with her, and you guys
Okay.
can go from there and do that part of foundation for you. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you. I would appreciate
no
it.
problem. No problem. Sorry, somebody was texting me something, and I honestly, sorry, guys, it came when I was asking, so I couldn't read and do this thing at once. Because,
If they want to type it again, I don't know.
yeah, can you type it in here, guys, again, and I can try to read it out to her.
Thank
Uh,
you for all the gifts, Bash by Good, Guda. Hi sis. Hi everybody. Thanks for joining. Vanakkam. எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
so what could we do, Stolen Heart? What could we do to support her? Right now, we till I find out a little bit more detail about her. Obviously, I don't want to ask her online, but it'll be more private because it's going to be a little bit financial. I want to make sure that we're not just. I mean, her disability is there. what she's been going through. It's there. It's nothing that she's lying to us or not making up anything. It's a legit thing. It's not something that she came and asked for anybody's help or financial. She never did that. It was something out of goodwill that a couple of my followers suggested, and I want to
Okay.
make sure she's happy with it. Okay, so I just want to let you know, Barina, it's not something that you asked. Nobody
No,
asked
no.
for it. Just people on
Yeah.
here were recommending and asking about it. So in that perspective, yes, we want to talk to her about it more. And once I get a clear understanding, I will make that announcement on my TikTok. And then whoever wants to support her, I mean, we'll go directly to GoFundMe page for her and do all that kind of stuff. But that'll be a later on through the week, just till I get home and when I'm on my computer and I can do a little bit of work. Geez, Mohal was to get
And
the
also, I was trying to find like an online job just to keep my mind occupied, but I don't know what opportunities are out there right now. So,
அது தமிழ்ல சொல்லவா சாரி guys. அவள் வந்து கோஃபண்ட்மி பேஜ் வந்து அந்த ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுறதுக்கு அவள் வந்து அப்ளை பண்ணல. அவள் கேட்கல எங்களை ஒரு தடவையும். இது வந்து குட்வில்லாக நாங்களாக எங்கள் ஃபாலோவர்ஸ் வந்து ஒரு ஆள் ரெக்கமெண்ட் பண்ணினது. ஸோ அவளுக்கு வந்து ஹெல்ப் பண்ணோன்னு அவள் வந்து சர்ஜரிக்கு திருப்பி போகிறா. சிக்கிட்ஸுக்கு நாட் சிக்கிட்ஸ் பிரின்சஸ் மார்கரெட் போனால் அது வந்து கன நாள் செல்லும். அவள் ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் இருந்து திரும்பி வேற அது வரைக்கும் பில்ஸ் கட்ட வேணும். ஆப்வியஸ்லி அவள் சோஷியல் அசிஸ்டண்ட்டில் தான் இருக்கணும். ஸோ எங்களோட தமிழ் வார்த்தையில் வேலை பிள்ளையில் இருக்கணும். அவள் வந்து ODSP ODSP Ontario Disability Support Program is for person with a disability. அவள் அதில் இருக்கிறா. பட் அவள் கொடுக்குற காசு வந்து எல்லாத்துக்கும் கவர் பண்ணாது. எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ், traveling, the hospital expenses. I think you're at Mississauga, right? Or Brampton?
Mississauga, yeah.
So Mississauga, from Mississauga to back to home, to hospital downtown Toronto,
Yeah,
parking, food, and
parking.
those are expenses that the government doesn't give for those people that in need. So இது
No.
வந்து
And they
ஒரு
don't cover car
help
insurance either.
they don't cover certain funds. So இது வந்து ஒரு குட்வில்லால எல்லாரும் கதைச்சு நேர்களாக கதைச்சு எடுத்த முடிவு. ஸோ இது வந்து நாங்கள் மீண்டும் இதை கண்டினியூ பண்ணி செய்யல் அவசிய பைரவியின் பெர்மிஷன் எடுத்துத்தான் நாங்கள் செய்ய வேணும். ஸோ அதை பற்றி கொஞ்சம் டீட்டெயில்ஸ் அவள் கேட்டுட்டு அவள் இருக்கிற சோஷியல்ஸ் அதுகளுக்கு பாதிப்பு வரக்கூடாது. நாளைக்கு இந்த காசு ஒரு 10,000 15,000 சேர்ந்தா நாளைக்கு இது வந்து அவாக்கு போய் உனக்கு இது வந்தது உனக்கு வெல்ஃபேர் தரமாட்டோம் இந்த மாதம் 2-3 மாதம் தரமாட்டோம் வரும். ஸோ அதை இது ரெண்டாம ஸ்டெப் ஆன் டோ பண்ணாம தான் செய்ய போகிறோம். ஓகே, ஸோ அது தமிழில் சொல்லியிருக்கு. சாரி மேபி ரெண்டு வார்த்தை பிள்ளையா சொல்லியிருந்தா but obviously okay, so here's another one. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I
I know
see myself in 10 years with a good job, hopefully, and just a peaceful life without health problems. And I always wanted to live in a house, but I don't know if that would come true because we've always been living in apartments. So, and I don't know because of the wheelchair. Like, I know if I was to live in a house, then it would have to be like built in order to like my circumstances, right? So,
mm-hmm.
I don't know if I get a good job, if that dreams come true. We'll see. Yeah.
Somebody asked, she's asking
But
about it.
mainly, I want to help as many people as I can, like
Sorry,
motivate
what's
them.
your Priya Vijay, what do you mean online job? That she's asking for an online job. She's looking for an online job she wants to do. Sorry,
Yeah.
she has siblings. She does have siblings, but she doesn't want to give too much detail about them. I guess maybe she's not super comfortable with disclosing a little bit of her family side scenarios. So unless she's okay with it again, but I think she already clarified with me she didn't want to. So let's move it on. Move on.
Yeah, just on the live. I don't wish to say. Yeah.
What kind of job? What kind of job are you looking for online?
Anything with customer service because I'm good at talking to people.
Okay.
Um, anything that has to do with social communications, stuff
Did you
like
try
that.
LinkedIn?
I did. I tried LinkedIn. I tried Indeed, but I haven't gotten any offers yet. So I don't
Okay.
know if, yeah,
So you're interested in correctional officer, right? I do have a friend who's in that department with
perfect.
guns and violence. I can definitely talk to them as well. And I do have like I said, I do have a friend who's also in social service, so I can talk to them and maybe we can get you set up somewhere. Try to help you. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing you. Obviously, there's process that you have to go through.
Exactly.
I,
Yeah.
all I can do is I can refer you to them, and maybe they can try to help you get you some kind of a job or something along the line that's when you have a big dream, you want to get a house and whatnot. And you know what?
Yeah.
God's watching you good. God's been keeping you up. Never lose hope. What something could happen,
Exactly.
right? And
Yeah. um.
you guys can help her. I'll give you guys more details on that a little bit during the week. Let me talk to her, and I'll give you guys the exact way how we can help her out. Okay, guys. Is there any more? Oh yeah, somebody asked, what's your hobbies? Hobbies and
So my hobbies would be I would sing a little bit.
yeah, that's why we wanted to ask that question. So can you do us an honor and sing for us? Give us a give, give us a song.
Oh,
Everybody was
okay.
asking.
I know a Tamil song, but I only know a few lyrics.
Sure.
So I'll sing a few lines. Okay. முன்பே வாயே அன்பே வா ஊடுவா உயிரே வா நான் நானா கேட்டே என்பதோடு நான் நீயா நெஞ்சம் சொன்னதே வங்கா வங்காளி ஊருக்க நீ போனா ஊரு கோத்து ஸ்டைலுக்கா சங்கவல்லி ஜல் வங்கா வங்காளி. Okay,
That was
that's all I
that was
know.
beautiful. That was very beautiful. A lot of people were
Thank
giving
you.
it
I
10.
actually took Tamil Sangita for 5 years and then I had to let that go too.
But you know what? You have a beautiful voice,
Thank
and you
you.
sing very well. Uh,
Hi அண்ணா எனக்கு தமிழ்
this-
தெரியும் ஆனா தமிழ் கதைக்க தெரியும் எந்த தமிழ் புரியுமா என்னன்னு தெரியாது. நான் தமிழ காய்க்கடா காய்க்கன்னு பற்றதில்லை. ஆரம்பிச்சு தமிழ இருக்காங்க தமிழ இருக்காங்க ஓகே தமிழ் தெரியுது சொல்லுங்க.
uh, ஒரு ஆள் சொல்லியிருக்காரு நீங்க கொஞ்சம் டிக்டாக் பாட்டு பாடி டிக்டாக் செய்யட்டாம். They love hearing
ஐயோ
your voice.
ஆர்வத்துக்கு நல்லா. ஓகே ஓகே ட்ரை பண்ண. Yeah, for sure.
Hey guys,
எனக்கு
it,
இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ஆனா அந்த தமிழ் அந்த since I don't practice Tamil that much like கொஞ்சம் nervous ஆயிருக்கு அப்படி செய்ய.
oh yeah, somebody also asked a question. When you were talking about that bullying that took place in school, right? In the nationality, which nationality was that person?
She was actually Canadian.
Just
Yeah,
Canadian. Okay.
yeah, but she was a little bit physical appearance like she was bigger, so I
Mm.
don't know if she wanted to make herself feel better by putting me
That's
down.
that's what it
Yeah,
is.
I
That's
think
exactly
that was it. And
yeah.
then in high school, I didn't get along with a lot of girls because a lot of girls, we were competitive with each other about
Mm-hmm.
marks, about friends, about which club we're in. So I used to be the leader of all the clubs, prom committee, announcements, dance clubs,
You're
even
well
like
spoken.
planning dances. I was in the student body secretary for 4 years straight. I ran most of the clubs, so people were very jealous of that. And every time I put a poster, they would write bad words on it, and like I don't understand what their problem was. And I had a lot of guy friends. I would tell you the honest truth. I had a lot of guy friends. I'm not scared, but they were my brothers because I was older. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was held back in school, right? So I'm older than most of these people. So I treat them as brothers. So I don't know. I honestly don't know if it was the marks or the clubs or that I was. People were saying I had a friend who approached me and he told me, I was very nervous to talk to you back in high school because you were popular. I'm like, I wasn't popular. I was a very genuine person. Yeah.
You're very genuine. You're very outspoken. Your clarity, your when you're speaking, you have a clarity in your voice. you're not doubting yourself. You're not when you're giving the answers too. You were like, this is it. You had it at gunpoint. So
Yeah.
I'm very
Like,
very very inspired by you, my friend. You're an amazing person. I have
thank
a
you.
question. Who's your favorite actor?
Oh, I would say Vijay.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
think I have a Vijay fan where he's a Vijay edits. He's he's such an awesome person. So I think I'll be happy.
Because like as a child, like I liked his acting and his childish behavior, like type of thing. The Gabadee movie was Gilly
Come,
Gilly. Yeah,
Gilly,
I
Gilly.
love Gilly. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Anybody else want to ask anything? Or I know you guys been saying she's wonderful. She's a motivator. Yeah, she's Guys, there's no words to. Oh, she knows Jude. Oh God, that is something. Sorry, Praveen, I totally forgot. I didn't bring my phone upstairs with me. So apparently one of her talks with Jude, somebody went online and there's a screenshot of that. It's a fake ID, obviously somebody created, and put in some comments like, "Oh, you have no feet. Oh, you're legless or something." And they're being so disrespectful. Like, how can you do that to a person who's talking about her life story? Like, she's coming out here with all the disability she has, and all she's asking is people to just show her some respect and dignity. People are coming and talking like this. What kind of like what where were you raised?
Yeah.
Like, how dare you guys say such a thing? It was so dis obviously it was a fake ID, so it is known. Like,
I
I mean,
don't even know who it was. Yeah,
when she
exactly.
told me that, I was so pissed off. I was like, oh my god, like, people are still talking to you like this.
Yeah,
Like, what are you, grade 5? Even a grade 5 person would not talk to you like that, right? So
exactly.
I saw it, and all I can say to you, Baravi, don't even pay attention to them.
Yeah,
Just keep your head strong, girl. You are a strong woman, and you know what?
I
You have
know.
so many followers and so many supporters, and you have a brother like me who's here to talk to you anytime you need. And I'm trying.
Thanks.
I'll try to help you out with things that you need. Again, I keep saying Jennifer Ashley Foundation is a charity that you can go towards, and I'll give you more details about that. So let's try to get you some help and try to get you going, girls. Get you going. Stay
Yeah.
strong.
So, actually, for many years, I was down too, but then I felt like I shouldn't be down because everybody's here for a reason. So, the
Everybody's
struggles
here.
you face, yeah. So, you
What do
just
you?
have to find that purpose.
Sorry, I think one more question. What do you want to become? What do you want to? Sorry, that message just went so fast. What do you want to become in future?
So, as a hobby, like, so there's two things. So, professionally, I would like to help anybody in victim services or anybody who's been abused or hurt or anything. Um, like because I feel like my not my advice, but I feel like people won't open up to you unless you experience some hardships. Like I've had many people say, "Oh, I understand your situation." I went to many psychologists and they would say that. I'm like, no, you can't say that because you don't
Uh,
understand my situation.
yeah,
So if
they're
I
just
go
focused on
into
taking 10.
yeah, exactly. You can't use that sentence unless you've actually been through that situation, right? So if I was to help those people, then I feel like their future might be brighter. But as a side like as a hobby, I would like to continue this public advocacy group. If you guys go into my page, I know it's probably all the way down, but my picture is on a public van, the Peel School vans. So it's posted on the side. So I've actually seen those vehicles go and come. So my picture is like right on the side of the vehicle. They
That
actually asked me for permission to take the picture and post it on the van. So
that's
it,
awesome.
yeah, it motivates other people. Yeah.
Um, guys, and there is some articles on Google. If you search her name, do you want to give the name out again exactly?
Yeah,
Maybe the
it's
yeah.
Biravina Pathmanathan. Um, so my full name, the username, and then Padmanathan is my
Do you
last
want
name.
to spell out your name just so they can get a clarity, so they can.
Yeah. So my first name is Bira Vina, and my last name is Pathmanathan. So
You
there's
guys
a
can.
few articles there that might help you guys understand.
Yeah.
And
So
I love to do those articles. I love to do these interviews. At least if I could help one person be motivated, then that's a great pleasure that I would have any day.
for sure. And again, those that's on Google. You can go check it out. She's active.
If
Okay, so
any of you guys want to inbox me with any other questions or information, you guys
yeah.
can. Um,
Who am I? Oh, Kuti, who am I interviewing tomorrow? Nobody. I'm not interviewing anybody tomorrow, guys. Kutia actually came on TikTok to only to entertain people, and then I think January 15, 16, I came on my first live,
oh,
and from there it just I was, when I first came on live, I was always drinking, talking, and there was fights and whatever, and then I a lot of people, followers, were advising me. I took their advice, cut back on the alcohol, cut back on a lot of things, and Kutiana started being positive and always talking positive and sharing positive stuff became a part of me now, where I started talking to people and always talking about inspirational stuff. And then now I just came like all of a sudden a person that does interview with all these people. So I mean, all you guys made me, right? So I'm just following that, and obviously I take great pride in what I do, because like people like Byron, Jude, and all these people that come here to, it's really good. It shows a lot of young generation. The whole point of me here is obviously getting the young generation to know that don't give up in life. There's a lot of barriers, a lot of struggle that you will
and
face.
I wanted to make like one thing clear too, because people my age can still pick on people my age. So, uh, like, guys, grow up, please. Like, there's a point in your life where you need to grow up. You can't be childish and bullying things. When I was in high school, even till now, like on my social media, I still get bad comments, like everywhere on TikTok. I've had like so many bad comments, but it's just um, people like me, we can get put down easily. So
Mhm.
I'm asking you guys, please think before you speak, before you write something. I know a lot of people aren't going to listen, but it's okay. It's just me trying to say that. It's my point of view.
do,
So,
do you think do you think you could just is it possible, do you think you could just go back just to show people your full appearance, if that's okay with you? I mean,
yeah,
I'm
that's
just, there's a lot of TikToks, but just certain people that probably don't know
yeah.
you, they want to know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So, hi, everybody. Let's
So
see. So, I lost both the lights, like from here
the,
down.
there you go, guys. So she's in a mobile scooter. This is Byri, and sorry, this is who we're sharing a lot of great success. She never gave up in school. She still went to school, did her career at Sheridan as well. She's been through so much struggles, 9 surgeons, and yet still she is a beautiful person by heart. She is.
Don't judge a book by its cover. That's what I would say. A lot of people see me and other kids as pity or problem or whatever you want to say, but அந்த பாவம் பார்க்க வேண்டாம். Like நாங்ககம் முக நார்மலான ஆட்கள் தான். Just motivate பண்ண முடியும்னா motivate பண்ணுங்க. நான் please type செஞ்சு அந்த bad comments, fake IDs. I don't care who you guys are, but எங்க மாதிரி ஆக்களை down ஆக்க வேண்டாம். Like that's all I ask, because எனக்கு வாய் இருக்குல்ல, I can talk, but there are people who are more down than me. They can't speak up for themselves. At least I have learned to fight back now. So
That is well said, well
yeah.
spoken. Again, all she's saying is do not discourage them, as already they are facing so much in life struggles that they don't need extra people like you guys or like random people to
Even on
put
a
her
bus, like in public, I don't care. It is. Yeah.
right. So that's what she's trying to stay strong and stay humble, as Kutian always says. Again, guys, those that who missed this interview, I will be posting it onto my YouTube account, Kuti underscore Myron, and it will be there, and you guys can watch later on. And again, if you guys have any more questions, I guess you can feel free to ask,
Yes.
or hold your peace.
Or if they want a second part, that we can
Yeah.
obviously.
Obviously, this is not going to be just the last time. I'm going to bring this my sister. I'm going to call you my sister. I'm not. This is not going to be the last time. I'm going to bring her more time. And definitely, she's saying not sympathy but empathy, only empathy. I think that's
Yeah.
what she's saying. I think Jude's line as well, right? So that's amazing. Yeah,
Because I
Jude,
know me, Jude, everybody else, like we've had to set a mindset to like come this far in our life, right? To always, but I'm thankful for the people who have supported me, and thank you so much for my TikTok followers. நன்றி உங்களுக்கு நன்றி சொல்ல காணாது, but எல்லாம் support பண்ணி நல்லா இருக்குது videos and எல்லாம் போடுறதுக்கு, like I really appreciate it. Working on video saying that so look good. I try funny back.
she does. She
But
has so many abilities, not a disability. You guys are right. She is an open. She has an amazing heart and such an inspiration person. Um, I guess there's no words to
if you
say.
see in my bio, I put the line disability means ability. So that's what I follow by.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
Barbie, thank you so much for coming and spending time with Kuti Myron today and giving us
Thank
um
you.
so-
Thank you for having me. Oh, and Anna, it's Biravina or
Barbie,
Paravi. Yeah,
and I keep
Paravina.
getting it so wrong. Thank you
It's
so
okay. Yeah.
but thanks for correcting me. I don't know why it just I, it just does not rolling out on me. I don't know why. I don't know. It's like I must have used the
Tamil
wrong.
Tamil பேர் தான் Paravina இல்லாட்டி Biravina
It's
English.
Bervina, right?
Yeah. ஆனா
Okay.
தமிழ்ல Pervina
Yeah, a
நினைக்கிறேன்.
lot of people say Pervina. That's why I was like kind of thinking. So okay, Pervina or Pervina. Okay. Thanks for
Yeah.
thanks.
No. I just sorry. I don't want to correct you. But
No. It's okay. You know what? Hey, everybody has to learn at one point, right? So, thank you so much for coming on Kuti's live today and giving us a touchdown, a breakdown and touchdown of your life and the
thank
struggles that
you.
you've been through. I hope a lot of my young followers take it in and just realize that never give up on life and never say never. Never say you can't do anything because a person with disability has gone to college, got her degree, and doing so much more.
Yeah.
She,
Even while I was going through cancer and all the
with
treatment.
all the struggles she's been going, she's been continuously doing. So don't give up is our message, and message from her as
And
well.
guys, like take your life not as an opportunity, but be genuine for what you have. Like
Yeah, so don't take
yeah,
life for
like for granted. Exactly. Yeah.
granted. That's exactly what she's saying. Said don't take your life for granted. Always open your eyes and always be mindful and respectful person when you see another person that looks different, or don't don't judge a book by its cover. All right.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, my dear, and we'll touch base
Okay.
with you again. Close to the week, I'll
Yes.
info and
Please keep
we'll
in contact. Yeah.
100%, and hopefully we can get you started up with some stuff. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Well, okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, guys. Wow, that was amazing, 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 amazing. இன்னைக்கு நீங்க எல்லாரும் பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. இன்னைக்கு பர்வீனா வந்து அவரோட ஸ்டோரி சொல்லியிருக்கிறா. வெரி இன்ஸ்பிரேஷனல் ஸ்டோரி. The struggle அவ போயிருக்கிறா from படிக்கிறதுல இருந்து 8 வயசுல diagnosed with bone marrow disease, which caused skin cancer, which caused her to get amputated from her leg. There's so much that she went through, and she shared it with us openly, and it was very, very emotional thing. And I'm very honored to have such a great person. And this is one of my best interviews. Thank you so much. You didn't ask my question. Mandis, I think I did answer your question. Um, so I just wanted to, sorry, somebody tried to live with me right now. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being so patient and asking wonderful questions and making this interview very smooth. And my mods, thank you for coming a little late, but you guys still came out and kicked ass as always. Love you guys, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And obviously, I don't have my phone, so my meow meow song is not going to be happening. So I'm just going to say meow, and then give you guys the three rules, 3 R's in life. Respect yourself, respect others, and take responsibility.